believe this is Manifestation Musings number 11, which is so much fun because I love talking about this. I love it. I love it. Hopefully the sound is good. I know you can see me. I do have my heater on because I'm cold. I'm a wuss. Let me just grab my laptop. When more people start jumping on, I'm going to ask you a question. More of a tech question, to be honest, because I've tried Googling, but I can't find. Hello. How are you? Oh my goodness, I have people on. This is so fun. Okay, I'm going to ask you guys, does anyone know how you can go live on your phone without the replay being portrait? Because I have no idea. I've seen other creators go live, but they're doing it on their phone, but it ends up being landscape. And I'm just a total tech newbie. So if anyone knows, that would be awesome. Hi guys, so great to have you here. Let me know how your week has been. It's really lovely to be back. I'm feeling back to my healthy self, which is great. So we are back to normal. If anyone has any questions, please pop it in the chat. I'm sure the chat will start popping anyway, but I'm probably just going to ramble about my favorite topic, which is manifesting. We all know this. I just put out a video about an hour ago. I intend people find it really helpful. Just to remind you that no contact doesn't exist. It is not a thing. Like, it's just not a thing. Hello. I'm so happy you guys are here. Oh, this is so fun. I love lives so much. Like, I seriously do. It's so nice to just, let me know what time it is, where you are in the world. It is currently 4 o'clock here, well, 4 p.m. here in Sydney as I sip my Pepsi Max. We were in the living room, and me, my mum, my sister, we're all watching, I think it's called The Hunted, I think that's what it is. And we were watching the English version. And I was like, oh my God, I gotta go live. So I'm like, don't watch anymore because it's so good. So the whole concept, right, is it's pretty much Mexico, 12 a.m. Oh my goodness. What day is it? I'm going to be keeping you up. You need to go to bed, my love. Thank you so much for joining me, but I hope if you have work tomorrow, goodness. So this show that we're watching, it's really interesting because like a bunch of quote unquote fugitives, just like contestants, they all go on the run, and then people, I think there's a US version as well, but it started off in the UK, and then all this like the cyber team, the police, like all of these investigators try and find the fugitives by like hacking their phones, speaking to their partners, breaking into their houses, looking at CCTV camera, like it's hilarious. And so we've been watching that. 10 a.m. in Russia. Oh, nice. Yes, it's 4 p.m. on a Wednesday afternoon. Okay, let's get talking manifesting, because that's why we're all here, because we love it. What do I want to speak about? Okay, I want to touch on what I had spoke about in my video. I feel a lot of people really want to try and perfect this whole manifestation game. They want everything to be perfect. And if they're not seeing movement that is, now I'm getting hot, cold. It'll be better for the sound anyway to turn that off. Like, they want everything to be perfect. And if they get triggered, if they react, they get upset, they think they've totally fucked it and they've messed everything up. And that is so far from the truth. It is not funny. Like, it's literally so far from the truth. It's not funny. You have revision up your sleeve always. You can always select a new version of yourself. You can never fuck this up. And at the same time, because duality is a thing, it's like, okay, let's actually have a look at your behavior. And let's behaving, because I like a balanced approach. I like to not do crazy shit and then feel I have to be revising all the time. It's like, no, how would I be acting and how would I be thinking as the version of me who has what I want? I probably wouldn't be super reactive and really upset about circumstances that wouldn't exist in my reality if I actually had what I want. Like this is the mind fuck for people. It's like, okay, these circumstances exist right now, but in the reality where you have what you want, these circumstances aren't a thing. They don't exist. So if we're trying to shift over here, then why are we losing our marbles over this circumstance that is going to disappear? Like, it's literally, it's silly. It's actually silly. It's like, I don't know, a silly analogy is you have to go get your nails infilled and you're crying at the fact how shitty your nails are, but you know you have a nail appointment the next day. It's like, well, we know we're going to go get your nails done. So why are we losing our mind that they're not currently done? And that's just a very basic bitch example. But it's like, don't waste the energy continuing to just get so upset about everything that is happening in your 3D. Your feelings are valid. Circumstances can be challenging. But when you really realize that things are so malleable and you always have a choice, then you're actually not going to, your reaction isn't going to be as, what's the word, intense. Hey Selena, I didn't get an offer from the university I was imagining. I was being rock solid, positive, and confident. Amazing. But to my great shock, I didn't get what I want. Where did I go wrong? You didn't. I was in fact in the state of Okay, cool. Okay, where would I? One, we are never in charge of the how. So just because you didn't get the first offer doesn't mean that things are final and you're never going to go to that university. Part of your bridge could be you could start going to another school, really like that, and then go, oh, I don't know, second term, first year, whatever it is, I'm going to transfer over and see if I can now get into this quote unquote dream school. Like, there are so many different ways that you can get into it. And just because it wasn't a complete straight line doesn't mean that you messed anything up. It really doesn't. So I want you to find comfort in that you haven't ruined anything, especially if it's a university. Can I do this? Okay, my question is, why do you want to do it overnight? Why are you panicking so much? Anything is possible. Anything is possible, right? You can be deciding that, no, I'm the version of me who is at my dream school. I'm the version of me who I'm so happy that I got accepted into blah, blah, or I love because of but why does it matter if you don't get in this round or if you go to another school and then you transfer? See, like, there's so many different ways. Why are we making this one thing the be all and end all as to how you get your manifestation? See how your ego really wants to be like, no, this is the only way that I can get into my school. It's like there are actually infinite ways that you could get into university, into that dream school. And plus, I would actually have to do a little bit of digging as to where your mind, like, what beliefs you have. What beliefs you have about yourself, what beliefs you have about university, what beliefs you have about your grades, what beliefs you have about what's the word? Acceptance process. What is that called? Enrollment. I'm unemployed right now and my parents are extremely worried. This is my shot supposed to be. Okay. Like I said, and I want to validate your feelings, and I get that. Things can change at any moment. So if you continue to persist in, no, it was a mistake, I'm getting in, if that's what it was, did you get a rejection, quote unquote rejection letter? Is that what happened? Like, you can be like, no, this is a mistake. I know I'm going to this school. If you keep persisting in that, things can change. Like, generally things can change. And at the same time, there are so many different ways that you can get into that university. It doesn't have to be this one way. Okay, well, they made a mistake. That's the story that you can keep persisting in. Oh, they made a mistake that they didn't call out. Actually, my name was on top of the list and they didn't let me know. Well, they found a vacancy. They made an exception for you. Nothing is ever final. And just because, and I understand that at the moment you're unemployed, you can change that. You literally could be like, okay, you know what? Maybe I want to work for a little bit, save a bit of money, and then I will try again and go to that school. Like, again, there are so many different ways that you can get into that school. It doesn't have to be this one instance, yet at the same time, you can still be focusing on the story of like, no, I've been studying at the school for the past year, or they made a mistake, I'm going to that school. Yeah, of course. Yeah. You can affirm in future tense. You can affirm however you want. Like, you literally could say, like, this is how silly manifestation gets to be. If I think that lip balm, if my subconscious mind, for some reason, if I think lip balm means every time I say I love lip balm means I love a specific person, and I'm affirming I love lip balm, but really it doesn't mean lip balm, it means specific person. Or I'm giving you silly examples. I love purple cows, and purple cows mean something to me. Then it's going to still push out what I want. Does that make sense? I know that was silly, but like, you don't have to take other people's affirmations. You get to make them whatever it means to you. You can word things however it means to you. It's like your reality, your rules. So it doesn't have to be the most eloquent sentence, and you have to have like it's so long, the affirmation. It literally could just be like, no, I get what I want. I know I'm at that university. Yeah, they made a mistake. I get what I want. They'll fix it. And if you keep persisting in that, that's what will happen one way or another. But it's, are you brave enough to continue to focus on that new story? So if you're really triggered and you're worried, you need to calm yourself down. You need to stabilize yourself. And again, like I said, this isn't the be all and end all. Ever. Ever. There are infinite probabilities. There are infinite possibilities. We're not in charge of the how. Good. I'm glad to hear that. We're not in charge of the how. So don't think that this has failed, or don't think your manifestation has failed just because it's not unfolding exactly how you think it's going to unfold. For example, if someone is manifesting, someone's in a relationship, okay, and they're wanting to manifest, I don't know, a deeper love with this person, but they're constantly arguing. And part of their bridge of events is that they actually break up and there's a short separation between the two of them. That might be part of their bridge in order for them to really come back together as amazing humans, their best selves, and to be in love, like for their relationship to be even better. Even if it looks the complete opposite and someone's saying, no, I don't want to be with you, or no, you didn't get into this university, or no, you didn't get that. All right, no to your no. I'm not accepting it. One way or another, this is going to work out for me. That's what you need to keep coming back to. Even if other people are like, oh, it's impossible. No, it's not. Who said? Yeah, no to your no. That's what you want. That's what you always want to be doing. And not to force yourself onto people and to be like being crazy and stupid like that. But it's like, I know this is always working out for me because life is happening through me and not to me. So any no you give me, I'm not going to accept that. What else was my tangent went elsewhere. What was I going to say? I had something I was going to say, but it totally slipped my mind. This work requires bravery. It requires you to be courageous. This work is not for the faint-hearted. When sometimes this doesn't make sense. Oh, this was it. Going back to that. I don't want people to take that as like, oh, things have to get worse before they get better. That is not what I'm saying at all. What I am saying is, if things look like they are fucking the complete opposite and it's going to shit, this is still working out for you somehow. Somehow it's working out for you. It's actually going to be even better than what you've anticipated. Like, that's how crazy this gets to be. For example, say you go for a job and they're like, no, like, we loved you, but there was actually someone who was better suited. Okay, thank you so much. But in your head, I'm like, yeah, they made a mistake. No, they're going to fix that. Okay, somehow that you're going to get that job. They're going to be like, oh, the person we picked wasn't the right fit. You know what? We actually have another position or another opening for you. And now, because they rejected you and you have options and you're not waiting around and you're literally going to live your life and be the fucking prize that you are, they have to come back to you and probably are like, oh, well, we'll bump up the pay, we'll give you more here, da 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 da. And they'll make the contract even juicier to kind of be like, hey, I know we rejected you, but like, come and accept us, come and accept this offer. Like, it's always working out for you. Don't be afraid. Okay, this is the tangent I'm going on now. Don't be afraid to be a fucking savage when it comes to manifesting. If someone is not behaving in a way that you like, they're being disrespectful, or you're just over shit, fucking don't reply to them. Say no. No, that doesn't work for me. I'm going to go do me. Like, you don't have to put up with stuff that you don't want to put up with stuff. You don't have to be a shitty person. You can still be kind, but you don't have to bend over backwards. Save your energy. Save your energy. I don't want people getting into, because again, this is a pattern that I'm seeing where people are being too nice. Like, people are being way too nice, especially with specific, tongue-tied, fucking else leader, specific people. I love how this is so funny. You're so cute. You're like, you're so well-spoken and articulate. And I'm there like tripping over my words. That's funny. Thank you. Normally I am. On these lives though, I feel like my brain goes like a million miles an hour and my mouth is trying to like keep up with where my mind is going. So yes, that's funny. What was I saying? Stop being like, you don't have to be so nice to everyone. You don't have to be a people pleaser. You can literally cut something off with someone and still get what you want. I'm going to speak to this. If you're manifesting a specific person, you do not have to be in contact. We're always in contact if you watch my video, but you do not have to be physically in contact with someone or dealing with their shit and putting up with behavior if you do not want to. You can literally say to them politely, go fuck yourself. I love you. See ya. I'm going to go do me, and still know that you're going to get what you want and they're going to come correct. But are you brave enough to do that? You don't have to cut it off. You don't have to lean back. You can still interact with them if you want to. However, if you are getting daily feedback, that, from my personal experience and seeing other clients, requires so much discipline to stay in the new story. When you are constantly getting feedback from someone that they're not fully conformed yet, oh my God, you have to really fucking double down on this work so that you're not constantly triggered and not constantly believing what they're saying when they're still showing up as the old version of them. And that fucking takes balls. Like, that really takes balls. But again, it's not about them, and it's not about the job, and it's not about the university, and it's not about da-da-da-da. It's about you. It's about who you are being, that you are the version of you who always gets what you want, okay? You're always chosen, you're always prioritized, etc., etc. Like, it's all about you. So, okay, I want to speak to this because this is where my mind has gone. Let's go back to this university example. Okay, so some people think that they are in the state, but they're just like feeling good. They're just in a good mood. That doesn't necessarily mean, and this, I don't want to freak anyone else out, but that doesn't necessarily mean that you're in the state. You may just have a good mood. You may just be happy. Awesome. But like, where's your mind going? What are you thinking about? How are you behaving? That's a big indication of where your mind actually is. Because if you really were in this state, let's speak to this, and you got a no or rejection, you'd be like, well, that's dumb. That's a mistake. I know this is going to correct itself, and you wouldn't be fazed by it and you'd kind of get on with your day. Whereas if it really startled you, or you were like, or your mind went to, this didn't work, or I knew this wasn't going to happen, that will be an indication as to where you actually have been marinating majority of the time. Does affirming not imply lack or desperation? I don't know what you mean by that. If you mean like affirming the negative, no. That's a limiting belief. That's bullshit. In the loveliest way possible, that's bullshit. Because you're always saying to yourself, like, not. Like, if someone keeps saying to themselves, oh, I never get sick, and they never get sick, then that's because they never get sick. Like I said, that silly example of like, if I think lip balm in my head, maybe I've got an inside joke with my specific person or whatever, that lip balm is a nickname for him. And I keep saying to myself, oh, I love lip balm, or lip balm, blah, 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 blah. But to me, lip balm means that person. Then I'm still going to get what I want. It's still an affirmation or a new thought about that person. And again, very silly example. But if I were to, so therefore you don't need to copy everyone else's affirmations or inner conversations or techniques or what they're saying, particularly affirmations, because you speak differently. Everyone speaks differently. Some words that you say, other people might not say. And you can always condition yourself with the repetition to speak a certain way for that affirmation to feel natural. But that's the whole point. The reason why you do any conscious technique, maybe we should all speak to our lip balm. Well, I mean, this lip balm, it's all over me, right? Like, I could make so many dirty analogies, but I won't. I won't. What else was I going to say? My mind, where did it go? It went to an inappropriate place and I pulled myself back. What was I going to say before that? I don't know. It's totally gone. It'll come back to me. I have read Florence Scovel Shinn. Yeah, a little bit. Not heaps, but a little bit. I think anyone who speaks law of assumption is always really interesting to look into. Just remember that everyone's a human, no matter who you read, what you watch. Everyone is a human. Consciousness, God, whatever you want to call it, created the law, created consciousness. People who you're learning from did not create it. We're just giving life experience. See, with this here, with the law of expectation and what she says about digging ditches, you get to decide what you want to believe. If it resonates with you, if something resonates with you, great. If it doesn't, great. I think someone came on my live once and was asking whether I looked, what was it? The 7 laws of blah, 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 whatever it is. And I'm like, I couldn't even tell you what they are because I just don't vibe with that. I don't care about it. I just go, okay, what works for me? See, the law of detachment isn't a thing. It's the art of detachment. And that's a totally different thing to the law of assumption. From my understanding. So art of detachment is simply just detaching from the old story, detaching from limiting beliefs, detaching from fucking with the 3D and messing with the middle, detaching from checking, detaching from doing stupid shit that the new version of you wouldn't be doing. So every time you check, you're not in the state. Every time you're questioning time, you're not in the state. Every time you are, and it's okay, like, it's okay that you're not in the state, but like, be honest with yourself. Every time you are looking at the 3D and checking, every time you're having a big song and dance that it's not here, every time you think manifestation doesn't work, you're not in the state, because those thoughts would not be accessible to you if you were in a state where you, like in the wish fulfilled, the state of having a version of you who knows you're going to get what you want. Those thoughts, you wouldn't even have access to them because you'd be so like, yeah, I always get what I want. And you'd just be like enjoying life. And in this state of knowing, that's probably what I would say. When you're in that state of knowing, those thoughts wouldn't even come up in your head and you wouldn't even have an urge to fucking check. Taking it off the, what does that mean? Reverence. You mean like a pedestal? Is that what you're saying? You don't need to detach from your desire. You just need to detach the pedestal. You just need to detach from, okay, so let's go there. You don't need to detach from your desire, and you don't need to not think about your desire. You just need to know that you're the version of you who has what you want, and keep returning to that decision that you are the version of you who has what you want, or you were going to get what you want. That's it. So every time you think about your desires, like, yeah, I'm getting it. Oh my God, that's amazing. Yeah, cool. I love being at that school. Or I love that I'm in this amazing relationship with my SP. Or I'm finally the version of me who like knows what it feels like to be in this committed relationship. Like it's doing that and having that type of inner conversations or affirmations or whatever your conscious technique is. You don't have to not think about something. You just have to not think about the old story and continue to drop the old story. But be honest with yourself how much you actually marinating in the old story. And you will know because, okay, how often are you checking your emails to see if you got the acceptance letter from the university? How often are you checking your phone to see if your person has messaged you? Or how often are you checking your stories to see if they've watched your stories? How often are you refreshing your bank account to see if the money has dropped in? Like, how often are you doing those micro behaviors that will kind of tattletale, or in Australian words, dob on you, that you're not really in the state of knowing? You're very much still marinating in the fact that you don't have it. Guilty as charged. I told you. Don't do it. Don't do it. There's a difference between having awareness and knowing what's going on in the 3D and like it just being brought to your attention. And then there's a difference between that. Something is brought to your attention and then you're like looking for it. Don't be like, oh, looking for it. Like, why are we trying to seek external validation when the validation comes from us? Everything comes from us. So, also, something else that I want to mention. When people say let go, oh, I let go, I didn't want it anymore, and that's when I got my manifestation. It's like, well, it's not that you didn't want it anymore. You will always have the desire. It's that you just stopped entertaining old thinking, old thoughts. You stopped identifying as the old version of yourself because you weren't thinking about it. And then that's how it fucking pushed out, is because you weren't dominantly in the state of not having. So like you honestly don't have to get super technical with things. It's literally as simple as get clear on what you want, decide you're the version of you who has what you want, and continue to stay there as much as possible, or keep returning to that decision, and then that you will get your manifestation. And don't believe the 3D. It literally gets to be that simple. Ooh, what is that noise? Big helicopter. All right. Shut up. You did actually? No. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. Congratulations. Congratulations. Fuck, that is funny. See, who would have thought that this was part of your bridge of events? To get on a live, we start talking, clearly something shifted within you, and then bam, that's well done. Get off this live and go celebrate with your family. Oh, that's so fun. Oh, wow. Wow, 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 wow. See? There you go. This stuff works. I'm telling you, things can shift all the time. All the time. I can't get over that. I'm so happy for you. Well done. Congratulations. Of course. Of course. See how quickly things can shift, people? They can shift very fucking quickly. I'm hoping that I have the live chat. Oh, wow. I'm hoping I have the chat available, the live chat, the replay available, because I want people to see that. That's great. That's so funny. Oh my goodness. I need to do this. Okay, that's great. As I was texting you, I got the mail. Thank you so much. You are so welcome. It was all you. See? Miracles are happening because you're in charge here. You are in charge. And that is possible for any manifestation. Like any manifestation, things can shift. You guys can get off this live and things can happen. Or you don't even have to get off the freaking live. You literally just get notified. And see, this is the thing. I want to speak to this. This is a great teaching moment. See how you weren't looking, you weren't checking, you weren't checking. You got notified that it's yours. You're never going to miss your manifestation. So I don't know why we're checking. It makes no sense. Your manifestation is going to be like bam in your face. You will get notified. Like, so checking. Oh, I'm so happy for you. I'm so happy for you. Checking, it makes no sense. You're literally just, you keep returning to a version of you who doesn't have what you want every time you check. So let's not be checking. Prime example. This lovely human stopped checking. Clearly something shifted in this conversation and bam, manifestation. Ah, so much fun. Now your parents don't need to freaking worry. The reason why it's done is because you can't have the desire without, like, the reason why you have the desire is because it's yours. It's not possible for you to have the desire and you don't get it. The reason why people don't get their manifestation is because they give up and they go, oh, I don't want to do this anymore. Or they go, oh, I don't want it anymore. That's the only reason why people don't get their manifestation. You have to ask yourself at the beginning of this, what am I willing to persist through? What circumstances am I willing to persist through? Not to say that the journey is going to be hard and tumultuous, but if circumstances do come up that are challenging, are you willing to persist through them and not attach to them and not perceive that as, oh my God, this is happening, so that means I can't get my manifestation? And that's always going to be an individual choice and decision. Yeah, you can see it as like ordering online if that's what you want to, like you've placed your order. But it's how I see it is like, it's not about getting the thing, it's becoming that version of you, that person. Therefore, the thing has to come into your reality because I'm that version of me. No one can take away who I am and who I be and who I'm embodying. So therefore, it's inevitable. Plus, creation's finished. So you're always going to get what you want. But again, to put it in very simple words, are you brave enough? Are you courageous enough to believe that you're going to get what you want and to continue to stay on this journey? Because look at that, like things come in, let's use that university example. Things come in the 11th hour, right? So the original circumstances with this beautiful human was that their name was not on the, where was it? Their name was not mentioned in the offer list. And we had kind of riffed just then saying like they made a mistake, like you're in, da-da-da-da-da, watch the rewind and see all the stuff we said. And then the circumstances had to change because they shifted the story. I think it's a she. I think masquerade is a she. So it's like, keep focusing on who you are being. It has to come. But are you brave enough? So when the circumstance of like, okay, they weren't on the offer list, it's like, okay, all right. Part of that bridge, it's like, that doesn't mean it's final. And clearly it's not, because literally manifestation just happened just like that. They got what they wanted. It's like, are you brave enough to keep persisting when things look the opposite? Because people, like, think about this. People make mistakes. Do you know what I mean? So people change their mind all the time. So if a specific person is like, oh no, I don't want to be with you, or a job's like, no, I don't want you. Okay, well, you've just made a dumb choice, haven't you? And you're going to change your mind. Or if some silly person in admin at this university forgot to put Masquerade's name on the offer list, well, they're a dickhead, aren't they? They're going to change it. So it's like, let's not take things personally and like interpret everything as, oh, this means that I'm rejected and I'm not good enough, or I can't get what I want. But again, I keep bringing this up. Are you brave enough to do that? Because a lot of people aren't. A lot of people think like, oh, the universe doesn't want me to have it. It's like, honey, I am the universe. I get what I want. That's it. If I have a desire, then it's mine. Done. But it's now up to me whether I am willing to let go of the old version of me. Because that old version of me is comfy, right? Even though the circumstances might be shit, I'm used to whatever it is, that being and embodying that old version of me. Therefore, it's going to require me to drop the thinking, the habits, the behavior of old Selena in whatever topic you want to be in, and insert context and be a new person. How to succeed in business. I have a small business online, but I feel like I have no energy to keep going. Income is inconsistent and I constantly doubt myself because I don't feel good and I don't feel enough. Okay, so let's dig into this. All right, just because it's a small business, I don't want you to feel like just because it's a small business doesn't mean it can't have big business energy, okay? What do I mean by that? What do I want to speak to? That was the first thing I want to say. Maybe stop identifying as it's a small business. That would be the thing, because it'd be interesting what context you have around your business. Maybe when you speak to people, if they ask you about your business, do you downplay it and you go, oh yeah, like it's like a hobby, or it's only a small business. Like, what's the story you have around that? I know I did that at the very beginning of my fitness business while it was growing, rather than being like, yeah, I'm so excited for it to grow and to help more people and for impact and blah, 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 and focusing on the version of me who was successful. I was, to save embarrassment, I was downplaying it and going like, yeah, like, you know, it's hard at the beginning when it's a business and like trying to get it off the ground. And I was entertaining that story. So every single fucking person I spoke to, I was engaging in that story. And no wonder it felt like a struggle at the beginning. Until I was like, what am I doing? I'm being an idiot here. So this is the first thing. What story do you have around business and small business in particular? In regards to energy, practically, I would look at your life. Are you looking after your body? Are you looking after your health? Are you getting enough sleep? Are you exercising? Are you eating? Are you drinking enough water? Are you having too much caffeine? Like, just practically speaking. I would then be like, okay, why does this feel so heavy? Why does this business feel so heavy? Where can you shift things? Do you need to pull back? Again, practically speaking, pull back to kind of go, okay, where is my effort? Where's the path of least resistance here? For example, in May, June, I don't know if you guys, there was some health stuff that I was dealing with and I was so fucking exhausted. And I was like, oh my God, but like, I want to keep having impact with this work. Like, I want to keep growing, et cetera, et cetera. And I had this I physically had to stop and chill because of what was going on. But I had this desire to be like, okay, I need to get on live. Like, I need to start doing YouTube lives. I need to start posting on TikTok. And these two things, the amount of people that have said to me, I'm so happy that you're doing YouTube lives and so happy I found you on TikTok. It was so interesting to be like, okay, those two things that came to mind, they felt easy to do. I didn't have to put put all my lights up, put all my makeup on to do a massive YouTube video or sit there trying to like post all this Instagram content. I could just put the camera up, TikTok and YouTube, and just start speaking. And that felt easy for me. And that ended up actually being part of my bridge of like, oh my God, okay, I want more impact. I want my business to grow. I want to help more people. And that's why I was kind of led to doing that. So that's just a personal example. So it'd be interesting to see, why does this feel so heavy for you? Income is consistent and I constantly doubt myself because I don't feel enough. So then there's two things. What's your story around money and about sales? And then also, why do you not feel enough? Why do you not feel good enough in your business? Are you too busy looking at competitors, quote unquote competitors? Is there truth to maybe you feel like, I don't know, maybe you feel like your product or whatever you're selling is not good enough. It's like, okay, is there truth to that? Do I actually need to improve this thing that I'm selling so I feel more confident being able to sell this to people? Plus, Selling is self-care. You have a service, you have an offer that is going to help people, that people want. Nah, see. That's so interesting. Yes, I don't even talk about it because it's not a real job still. That's the story. And that's why you're struggling, because you feel like embarrassed. You need to really, again, be courageous enough and be brave enough to step into that version of Sophia who's like, no, I'll run a big fucking business and I'm making bank and I'm helping people do this. Selling is self-care. You have an offer, you have a service that is going to help people. Whatever it is, it's going to help people in some way. So you owe it to yourself and to other people to be selling the shit out of what you have, because it's going to help people no matter what it is. Let's go back to this freaking lip balm. My lips are so chapped. Whoever made this, it's so good, right? Also, think of it this way. If you're in the realm of thinking small business, let's not think small business. Let's think big business. Do you think Nike are like, oh, I'm not going to sell today. We've made enough sales. Let's close up shop. Okay, no more. We're not doing any more ads. Selling's icky. And we're not doing that. No way. No way. I'm going to keep and selling. I'm going on a massive tangent here. So pick up what resonates with you and discard what doesn't. It's like, what was I going to say in regards to sales? Selling is just invitations to people to come into your world, whether it's a product or it's a service. And this person on the other side can say yes or no. And you as the owner, as the service provider, doesn't have to take that personally. Just because they say no doesn't mean that my product's not any good. Just because you say no doesn't mean my coaching's not any good. That's amazing. The fact that you dropped out of school, and you're now a business owner, because that's who we're stepping into. What a story to have. Like, what a story to have. So see how it's so interesting that so much it's very self-concept. We really keep that version of you, the version of you who is this very successful businesswoman. How is she thinking? How is she acting? She sure as hell would not be hiding and not talking about her offers and her products. She'd be telling everyone. She'd be posting shit every single day on socials. She'd be like, this is going to help people, whatever it is. And I'm going to be an inspiration to other people who didn't finish school or dropped out of school. And look how successful I am now. That's the mindset you want to be in. See how you can find evidence to either for your limitations and support your limitations and limiting beliefs, or you can use the same evidence and use it as no, I'm going to be a fucking inspiration. And everyone around me is going to be like, oh my God, she's done so well for herself. That's incredible. But again, you need to be brave enough. Some of the most successful yes. Some of the most successful people in the world dropped out of school. You are next. Yes, I love that. This is what I love about this community. Everyone's so supportive. And business, let me tell you, business, working for yourself, is one of the best ways to really grow exponentially, personal development wise, because it is you. You're in charge here. It's going to be incredible. You're really in charge here. You can also see it as this example, this tangible example of manifestation. So it's with manifestation, you're the creator, you're in charge. The same thing goes with business. It's just you. Right? You're in charge of how you're thinking, how you're acting, how often you're selling, how much you're speaking about your offers, how much you believe in your offers. So it's if you don't believe in yourself and you don't believe what you're selling, then how can you expect other people to believe, to give their quote unquote hard-earned money to you? So you really need to it's all mindset stuff at the end of the day. Think about it. Okay, I'm going to be I have no idea what you're selling and what business you have, but I'm going to go really unconscious here. People are selling farts in jars, okay? And that's what they're doing to make a living. People are selling farts in jars and that's what they're doing for a living, and they have no issue selling that shit online. They're not embarrassed by it. They think that they are helping someone because clearly there's a demand for it and someone wants it. So it's like, if you're not selling farts in jars, then you should not be ashamed of what you're selling. And if you're selling farts in jars, teach me, because that's hilarious. I want that confidence. There is room for you, I promise you. You just need to step into it. Okay, what else do I want to speak about before it's been like 45 minutes of me rambling. Thank you so much for those who are still on with me. I know it's probably quite late on the other side of the world. Okay, this is what I want to mention to go off with this business stuff. This is a journey. This is about evolution. Manifestation is about self-evolution, okay? Like, it's literally about you and you up-leveling and remembering who the fuck you are. You came to this earth. You were just consciousness. That's who you were. You didn't have any conditioning. And then, unfortunately, you were programmed, depending on who your caregivers were, to believe a certain way. But now you're an adult. You get to decide how you want to think. You get to decide what your future looks like. And again, I'm going to keep saying it all the time to everyone. This requires courage. It requires tenacity. It requires a willingness to not give up, a ruthlessness to be like, this is where I'm going. This is who I am. And I don't care what other people are saying to me or what, circumstances are in the way. I know I get what I want, because I wouldn't have this desire if it wasn't possible for me. Like, your desires are sacred because they come from consciousness. They come from your higher self, if you want to say it that way, or they come from God. Whatever term you want to use, they come from the universe. They come from your subconscious mind, whatever term you feel comfortable with. So it's yours. But are you brave enough to not believe the illusion of the 3D? This work is all about you. It's always going to be about you. No one to change but self. And that's exciting because you're the common denominator with everything. I've been speaking about this a bit recently, but it's like affirmations for tenacity. I love how you explain things. Oh, thank you. You're so eloquent. Oh, that's awesome. Affirmations for tenacity. What would I say? What would I say to myself? I mean, you could say that you are a very, is it tenacious person, or you, I know I always get what I want because I never give up. Manifesting is so easy for me. Life is so easy for me. And I know I always win because I never give up. It's so easy for me to keep going. However you want to phrase it in your own terminology. But it's through the repetition and practice of continuing to show up for yourself every single day, whether it's business, mindset, going to the gym. Like, it's just having the reps, like, under the bar, so to speak. Give you a gym analogy of like, I'm just clocking up the hours. You will get more comfortable the more you do this. Just like at the very beginning of your manifestation journey, this would have seemed very foreign to you. But as you continue to do this, and every single day you're deciding who you are. Like, I'm in charge here. I always get what I fucking want. That's who I am. I'm the version of me. I am Selena 2.0. I am the ideal version of me, where I have this, and this. And I am sticking with this decision. And just reminding yourself that's who you are. So like I was saying before, it's all about you. It's an evolution of you. You're the common denominator. So whether you are in a new relationship, whether you get a new job, you go on holiday, you move to another country, whatever external thing you do, you're the common denominator. So if you don't clean up what's inside here, that new relationship is going to turn to all the shitty old relationships you've had very quickly. That new job is going to turn very quickly to be a nightmare job, just like all your past jobs, where this boss is a shithead and they don't appreciate you and you're not being paid enough and blah, 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 because of the story we have. this holiday, it's going to be a nightmare. Some shit's going to happen, etc., etc. You can't outrun yourself. You bring yourself wherever you go. Therefore, I am a big believer that you are your safest investment. No one can take this mindset stuff away from you. When you do this manifestation work, no one can take that away from you. The deep level of self-trust that you have with this work of like, no, I get what I want. Oh my God. First of all, that's so fucking hot, okay? That you believe in yourself so much. Secondly, you're going to get what you want if you truly believe in yourself. The most successful people on this planet, even if they don't know conscious manifestation, they just know that I say no to your no, I don't take no for an answer, and I get what I want. I'm a success at the end of the day. Again, my favorite saying is, everything is okay in the end. If it's not okay, it's not the end. And when it comes to manifestation, we want to be focusing on the end, not the middle. So yeah. You guys can do this. I know you can. I still can't get over the fact that a manifestation happened on this live. That's awesome. I love that. Things happen so quickly and so crazily. You're not, remember, it's, how do I want to say this? Your subconscious mind, the universe, God, consciousness, whoever, okay, wants to throw a surprise party for you all the time when it comes to your manifestation. So don't get fixated on the how, because you're always going to be surprised in some way. It's going to happen. You'll be like, oh my God, how fun. I didn't think that this would happen. Even if you're like, oh, I want it in this way, or I want to go to this school or for this job, how it unfolds is going to be a really enjoyable process, and it's going to be surprising and fun for you. Like, everything's just a fucking surprise party. That's how I see things. Hi, Tori. So that's what I would be. I wouldn't be stressing about just how things are going to happen, because they're going to happen. And it's going to be such, I don't know, a delight and a surprise. And you're like, oh my God, this happened and this happened, and I never thought that this would happen. And then I spoke to that person without even thinking that was connected to my manifestation, and da 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 da. Like, it's so fun. My favorite thing is to hear when clients tell me their success stories and they're telling me the unfolding of how it happened. And I'm like, oh my God, I never would have guessed that that happened. And then I can't believe this and this. And they're like, I know. And I'm like, it's just, it blows me away, the intelligence of consciousness, because wild shit can happen. Like, I think I'm an imaginative person, and half the stuff, like majority of the stuff that I hear on a daily basis, I couldn't script it. I couldn't even guess how things would turn out. It's like, it's this funny feeling of like, oh my God, how crazy. But at the same time, of course, it just makes sense, because that's who you are and that's who you've been embodying. It's like, oh my God, it's happened. But of course. So yeah, it's this fun dynamic to be in. Because when you become the version of you who knows you get what you want, who has the job, the money, the success, the love, whatever your desire is, and you genuinely know that's who you are, then the thing's just inevitable. The external validation is just inevitable. It's like you end up telling people like, see, I told you I was going to be successful. I told you I was going to have all this money. I told you this person was going to fucking fall head over heels in love with me. Good morning, peace. Yes, I will be jumping off soon, but thank you for joining us. I think Sophia has asked a question. So happy to have you with me. Can you talk about circumstances don't matter? I still don't get it completely. Sometimes I can't ignore it with sales or with my relationship. Okay, great question. So the reason why circumstances don't matter is, one, circumstances can always change, okay? Nothing is ever final until you say it's final. So therefore, circumstances don't matter, and nothing can ever get in the way of you fully getting what you want. So circumstances are literally irrelevant. The circumstance also wouldn't exist. So say there's an icky circumstance, yeah? Let's bring it into your business example, where sales feel really, they're inconsistent because you're still identifying as the version of you who doesn't feel good enough, is still identifying as like, oh, I don't feel comfortable speaking about my offer because XYZ, yada, yada, yada. I'm not selling enough because I feel embarrassed, or I don't feel it's a full-time proper job, etc., etc. Therefore, the circumstance is that the sales aren't coming in and it feels heavy and you feel exhausted. Okay? But the version of you who knows who she is, who knows she's successful, who people need her product, service, etc., and is very confident selling and knows she's actually helping people and making a difference in the world, this version of her, this current circumstance wouldn't exist. So therefore, if we're shifting into this new version of you, losing your mind over circumstances that please let me know. I manifested that. I knew that was going to happen. Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? I think you can. Okay. I'm sure it's fine. Okay, beautiful. Of course. I literally was like, yeah, he's going to call me during this live. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny because I was like, but no, this person has work till 7 p.m. They wouldn't call me. No, of course, because I said they would, so they have to conform. This is so funny. Anyway, going back to what I was saying, circumstances don't matter. See, circumstances don't matter. This person is meant to be at work till 7 p.m. or whatever it is. But I was like, no, I think, how funny would it be if while I'm on live here, they'll call me? Maybe I should put it on airplane mode. I was like, no, I can't do it in airplane mode because I need my internet connection. Blah, 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 talking in my head. And then this happens. So again, the reason why circumstances don't matter is because they wouldn't exist in the reality where you have what you want. So it doesn't make sense that you're losing your mind over those circumstances when you're shifting to that new version of you. I intend that makes sense. Also, the last thing why circumstances don't matter is because you're above all circumstances. You're God. You're up here. You're above positive circumstances and you're above negative circumstances. These circumstances do not dictate who you are. Life comes through you, not to you. So, looking at the circumstances, a God would never look at circumstances and go, oh my God, am I not a God? I can't believe, like, I clearly am not powerful and not a God because this person said this and this is happening. No way. No way. No way. It's like if God does exist, let's say old man in the sky, and he's looking down at earth and going like, yeah, but people believe in that and they're doing this, and maybe I don't exist. Maybe I'm not really a God. Maybe I didn't create this earth. Like that, it just wouldn't make sense. I know it's a silly analogy, but what I'm saying is you're above positive and negative circumstances. So therefore, circumstances don't matter. And you don't have to ignore the circumstances, but you just don't have to be intimidated by it. So say your partner says something you don't like, it's like, okay, whatever. I don't care. I know who I am. Okay, the sale hasn't come in. Okay, but that's not who I'm identifying as. I'm identifying as the version of me who has a successful business and makes sales every single fucking day, has 6-figure months or whatever you want to do, actually has a huge business. It's not a small business, it's actually a really big business. And I have 3, 4, 9, 10 staff that work for me. Like, you can dream as big as you want to dream. Okay, guys, I am going to hop off. I'm going to love you and leave you. That was a big call today. I feel my mind was everywhere. The unfolding of the manifestation on this call was awesome, but also completely threw me off. And I was like, wow, this is so fun. I will let you know when I'm popping onto. Yes, good night, good day, everyone. Wherever you are in the world, I hope you have a beautiful day or beautiful night. Remember, you're in charge, okay? You decide when things are final. Are you brave enough to keep going? That's a question you need to ask yourself. And what circumstances are you willing to persist through? You get to change your mind. If some things you're like, oh, no, I don't want this anymore. Okay, cool. Own it. Own that decision. You are so welcome. You guys are incredible. Oh, that's so lovely. I was so happy to be here and you made my day so much better. Yay. That's what I want. I want this, that's impact and being able to just help people step into who you really are. That's what I love doing. I'll see you in my next live, YouTube videos, one-on-one spaces, my membership, all of those things, TikTok, Instagram. I will catch you then. Bye.